So the final section, as you were saying, is the termite inspection.
Yeah, and I know that could be a hot topic here. I guess with the main difference with the termites versus East Coast versus West Coast is how you mitigate the situation. Is with here we have subterranean termites, and the best method is actually putting chemical in the ground to surround the foundation that either kills the termites or deters them away. Where I know out in California they use a tent system, which I believe they apply the chemical to the wood that sticks to the wood and either kills or deters the termites from attacking there. But with here and at least in Ohio, all of our termite issues come up from the ground, and that's another thing maybe I could bring up too is looking at the outside of the foundation. A lot of plants or the ground that touch foundation or wood or any kind of where the foundation ends and the brick or vinyl begins. We look for any kind of path for termites to enter because termites don't like to crawl out in the sunlight here. It kind of kills them. So they try and sneak up in a shaded or by maybe vines that are growing up alongside of the house. So that's one thing we call out is if we see trees or vines that grow up the side of the house, while it may look beautiful, it just gives them a highway to enter your house and cause damage. And a lot of things we see, especially with slab foundations, is they put the slab and then the brick so low to the ground, and then you decide to put some mulch on your bushes, and then they accidentally take the mulch and put it up over the foundation line, and it kind of gives the termites a pathway into your house too, because mulch deliverers don't charge you anything extra to bring termites to your house. So, so we try to make sure that level is kept below the foundation line.
In a recap, home inspectors will find needed repairs. Everything is repairable. That's good. Life safety versus nice. So safety items, of course, need to be fixed first. And expect what you inspect. What do you mean by that?
Expect what you inspect is basically you want to make sure you want a second set of eyes on the inspection or on your purchase. When whether somebody has rehabbed a house, they obviously do the best job that they can, but you want to expect to have a second set of eyes to look at and double check somebody else's work and make sure that that there's just always something that might have been missed because the rehabbing a lot of the houses takes a long time and they're under a time constraint and easy things can get missed, so you want to be able to inspect your property that you're purchasing to have it inspected.
I cannot emphasize the importance of that enough, and please, anybody looking to purchase property, always take the time and spend the extra money, which is not very much money, to protect yourself in getting an independent inspector. And again, let's go back on where people can find the qualified inspectors, because like you said, in some states, someone just can put a sign on their car and they're an inspector. Whereas they may not be certified and they may not have standards that they need to live up to. And there's a lot of pretty advanced things that you mentioned in here that the average guy might not know. So yeah, how do people find, obviously at Real Wealth Network we have, if you're ever going to buy anything through our network, we have a list of inspectors who are certified. But if you're going to go out on your own and do this on your own and find someone in the phone book, what should they be looking for?
Well, I really think it's all a personal, how you feel. It's the same thing as hiring a contractor to, put tile in your house or new roof on. Is you just talk to them and ask them some questions, ask about their experience, what kind of training they've had, if they are certified or belong to a nationwide company like ASHI or NAHI. There's a lot of nationwide companies that you can know that they go through the same kind of training and are accountable to somebody. Win Home Inspection is one of those. And like I said, we are very pretty much across the United States. So if it's not here in Ohio, you can you can look up to see if there's a Win Home Inspector in the area that you're purchasing, and we're always willing to drive, to get to an inspection and help you out. So, so the big thing is, you can also ask people. That's the nice thing about getting in a network like this is, you're working with somebody that's been tested and been put through the ringers, and their work has been scrutinized. So it's kind of like that's how Angie's List makes its money, is because people want to know who they used and why, and know if there's any kind of past issues with them. So
that's right. Yeah, that's really the power of the network, and the power of Real Wealth Network is the power of the referral, right? If we have hundreds of investors who have bought property through a particular vendor, or they've had their property managed by a particular company, and that's gone really well over many years, that's a pretty good referral. So in the case where you have inspected properties for the turnkey providers in our network, what has been your experience when doing that? Are most of these issues already taken care of, or do you find something from time to time that still needs to be fixed?
Yeah, I mean, we do find things from time to time that need to be fixed, and that's why you want a second set of eyes is to find those. But one thing I found is any kind of issues I find, or even ones that I'm kind of like in a coin toss whether they're a big issue or not. I've been finding that if I just mention it, or if I have a question, they always err on the safe side and said, okay, it's just not worth just not worth the risk of not repairing it. It's just easier to repair it and take care of it than to take a chance.
Especially when the turnkey company that's selling the property is also going to be doing the ongoing management. And if we're talking about a small repair that could turn into a really big problem, they don't want to have to manage that problem. So,
right.
Yeah, absolutely, it makes sense.